I wish that I grew up in New York just so that I could have watched Howard Stern. Or just listen to Howard Stern.
Or say Baba Booey legally.
Baba Booey, yeah, that's a criminal offense here in Mississippi. You say Baba Booey, the cops will shoot you.
It's understandable.
Yeah. I watched the cops shoot a man for charging them with a knife.
That makes sense.
I didn't I don't know why that was just on Twitter. Like, just somebody was like, watch the cops shoot and kill this man. And I was like, I didn't ask to see this. He jumped the train fare.
Oh, yeah.
And they were going to, like...
New York's death sentence.
Yeah. They were like...
That was crazy. Yeah, this dude... sorry, I'm going to interrupt your whole story.
Yeah, you probably know it because, like, it was...
massive, yeah.
That dude fucking deserved that shit. I was like, damn.
I don't know if he deserved it for
the real
fare.
problem... No, he deserved it for charging the police with a fucking knife.
That's not what... No, okay, we're talking about two different things then.
Okay.
Because the thing I'm talking about was this guy jumped the train fare, or the subway fare.
Yeah.
And the two police officers pursuing him pulled out their guns and shot into a crowd of people and killed like 3 people.
This does sound like the same thing because they shot into the crowd.
You're adding so many what-if scenarios to a situation that never happened.
So let's say they let him...
The criminal
I'm not
here.
saying he's not.
Imagine if you're the
Eric,
dude who
you
gets
seem
shot.
to be thinking...
I am the knife. Let's be honest, the real problem here is that Spider-Man didn't stop him.
It's true. Spider-Man should have been there.
Spider-Man, Daredevil.
He's the one who dropped the ball
How
here.
many fucking people...
fucking menace.
How many fucking people live in New York that have superpowers that could have stopped this guy on the train?
Where were the Avengers?
Where were anyone? Anyone?
Luke Cage, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
I'm starting to agree with the fucking that fucking guy. Yeah, JJ, the guy on the radio that talks mad shit.
Yeah.
Is he the InfoWars of the Spider-Man universe?
He absolutely is.
Yes, he is.
They set that up like that in the more recent Spider-Man
Yeah, they
movies.
did. He had a podcast.
Oh, that rules, really?
Yeah, they absolutely did that.
Yeah, instead of a newspaper, he quits the Daily Journal? Planet?
The Daily Journal is... No, the Daily Journal is where we are, Will. There's no way that you thought that the Daily Journal was in Spider-Man.
Look,
I think the Daily Planet
You're
is
the
Superman.
one who's been reading Spider-Man
I don't remember.
in your fucking spare time.
I don't remember.
You remember J.J. Abrams immediately.
It's not J.J. Abrams. It's J. Jonah Jameson.
Wait, who's J.J. Abrams?
That's the director of Lost.
Fuck!
And
God damn it! How did I not
Cloverfield.
remember that?
And
Now
the
we're all
first-
at fault.
the
Even
first
the
and-
cops. I'm blaming them for this. The police officers here should have stopped me.
In fact, it's the police's fault the first and third Star Wars movies were the way they were.
Welcome to AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
That was a very long intro.
Can we? No, I'm cutting so much of that. Like, what? At what time are we at? Legitimately, tell me because.
Legitimately, that took 15 minutes.
No, you are shitting me. Was it really that long?
Yes.
Fuck you guys. I can't believe there's no way I'm keeping any of that.
No. Keep
What? What am I supposed to do?
You can make this funny. Do like the beginning of the argument, and then when you get bored, be like, and then like do technical difficulties or some shit like that.
I'll put like the womp.
Yeah. Or like do a fast forward, or be like.
Nobody wants to listen to you argue over the politics
It's
of
true.
police.
Me
No
and
one
Will
does.
arguing about the
People are
police
here
is-
to hear about how Patty Mayonnaise was hot and how everybody wants to fuck Doug's sister. Apparently,
Do this.
That's our best. That's our best episode in so long. Is just Doug's sisters was hot
Do this. Start the argument.
and the Vor episode.
when you get bored, just do that
Dragon
effect
Vor.
where
Yep.
it fast forwards.
We have a niche, is what I'm trying to tell you, and it is definitely not arguing about the
just
police.
gonna
We need
say-
to focus on Rule 34. man.
I'm just gonna say our niche does not get us translated view.
Our niche does. Every
Views
time
into
every
actually
time
using
we
the
do,
podcast.
every time I make the thumbnail about the niche fetish, we talk about that episode.
Weird
every
sex
time.
stuff has the most views in general.
Yeah, every time somebody clicks on that thumbnail, and
Look
we
at
get
the shorts, dude. There's like 40K on me fucking my dad.
Yeah,
It's true.
50K on him fucking his dad.
Oh yeah, forget. Yeah.
It's growing by the day. I mean, that short is our best performing thing ever. we're gonna be it's that
gonna be the
podcast where that
fuck your
guy
dad.
talked about fucking his dad in his mom's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be that. That's what I want to be. I can't wait to grow up and then be like, look, son, look what daddy made.
That's
He's
how
gonna
we
be-
finally got known.
Yeah.
Why do you have 2 books of planets?
What?
Oh, planets,
Yeah.
because it's book 1 and 2. It's a very short manga.
About planets.
No, it's about dudes that like work in space, but their like whole job is cleaning up debris in space.
Oh, okay.
Like how the Kessler syndrome or whatever, the Kessler effect.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's eventually gonna be so much shit in space that we cannot launch anything into
the
space
debris
anymore.
shit. Yeah.
So this is like post that, and their whole job is to clean up debris.
That makes sense.
It pretty much rules because they go into like the dude who wrote it was like a scientist or some shit. I don't know. He was like some gay fucking fag from a university, but he wrote some cool ass shit like where like a screw hits like a fucking like a space jetliner, and then the screw like does so much damage because it's moving like the fucking speed of light. Because it's pushed by a gravitational field or some shit. I don't fucking know. Point is, Planets is cool. It's a good manga. The anime sucks. The manga rules.
Me and Patrick were learning Indonesian before you got here.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw some of that when I walked in.
I told him you knew how to speak Indonesian.
Yeah, so if you could give a couple examples, I would really benefit from it.
Just 1 or 2 words.
Yes.
Anything from the top of your head.
Yeah, just the first thing that comes to the top of your head.
Hold
on. Not the Indonesian N-word. Just
not
anything.
that
Yeah,
one.
anything that's not a slur. I know the first thing that comes to your head is those, but like anything
when I
that's
speak
not that.
Indonesian, it's the number 1 word I use. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I trust me. I've seen it. Every time you're hanging out with those Indonesian kids outside of the fucking kennels. By the way, what are they even doing there? Are you selling them the dogs?
That's the less questions about that, the better.
Okay,
but,
yeah, all right.
Now, something you would probably need if you ever went there would probably be what was it? It was Ding Bong Dow Bop.
I like how I don't think you
What?
even. I don't
That
think
means
you've
big
even.
brown fuckhole.
Okay.
Have you? hold
It's
on.
very important. I know
Actual
you'll both
question:
need that
have you
one.
actually ever heard Indonesian at all?
Probably once or twice.
I like how that whole time you were
It's
trying in your head, you were
Mississippi, dude.
searching your entire brain.
Yeah.
For like, what does an Indonesian
I've
person
heard,
even
like,
sound
most
like?
What was
Other
that? Bing
East-
dong bow bop?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so,
okay, yeah.
something
That's
like
pretty
that.
good. That's about right.
That was my
Hey,
best
future
try.
Patrick, put somebody speaking Indonesian right here. Let's see how close he was.
Talk to me in Indonesian.
Oke, gimana kabarnya?
Yeah?
Aha.
Yeah?
Bisa ngerti gak sih nih orang?
Oh, yeah, so right lah.
That's pretty close.
It's
Good job.
practically the same.
It's practically the exact same. That's
I've
about
got a
right.
little bit of an accent.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, I know. It's
That's-
when you learn another language, I worry about that. I worry about like if I go and I try to speak Japanese or speak Mexican, then like I'm gonna have like a deep Southern accent, right?
Of course you are. You're gonna have an American accent.
Well, I mean,
Of
like,
course.
just try to say, the woman in Spanish.
La Familia,
No,
No, that means
it's
the
like El
family.
Maher or something like that.
El Maher,
Mujer.
Mujer.
Yeah.
Mahir.
Maher. Yeah,
Ma-
something like that.
El
Maher.
El Mahir.
But you gotta be able to like
Mahir.
roll your tongue when you do the.
No, it'd be La Mahir.
Yeah, J.
Like
When you
that?
do the J, roll
La,
your
la, la,
tongue.
la, la.
Yeah, roll your tongue when you do the J.
El Mahir.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
That just sounds like Elvish again. We've circled all the way back around into it
Well,
being
that's
Elvish.
the woman in Spanish.
Is that what they were talking in Lord of the Rings movie? Where
no,
Spanish?
they were talking.
Yeah, that's all
yeah,
Spanish.
it was all Spanish.
Yeah, elves speak Spanish.
No, it's not
Wait,
Spanish.
really?
That's
Yeah.
from no.
Elves
Hey,
speak Spanish for sure.
no. That's not.
100%.
It's not Spanish. It's Mexican. Spanish is what they speak in Spain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I believe in Mexico they would call it Mexican Spanish or something like that.
Really?
I think so because
No,
like
that's
other places
gay.
have their
No,
own.
I'm pretty
other
sure it's
places
just-
have their own distinct thing. Like in Cuba, they speak Cuban Spanish.
No, they just speak Cuban. I'm pretty sure. Kind of like how
No.
Canadians speak Canadian.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. I mean, look, you got a degree in programming. I got a degree in networking. I think the two of us, I think I know which one of us is smarter.
Yeah,
okay?
you have better informational technology than
I
me.
see. I can basically just completely read like Cyrillic, just entirely based on doing networking. I do all of my networking in Cyrillic actually, so that nobody can,
Of course.
can break through
Oh yeah,
my code.
Cyrillic Linux.
Is there anybody that
Can you say
Cyrillic Linux?
Can you say that 3 times fast?
Cyrillic Linux, Cyrillic Linux, Cyrillic Linux. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. Is there any guy who out there who's like, because like programming is always in English.
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there that's like programming in some like gay ass fucking ass backwards coding language that he made out of like his own native language?
Yeah, True Temple guy.
Impossible.
Oh yeah,
that
the True
guy.
Temple dude. What is his? Did he make his own programming
I'm
language?
sure he did.
Oh, dude, God bless that dude.
Like he did pretty much everything from scratch, didn't he?
I don't know. All I know is I really wanted to be him. Like if that was the life that I lived and then I died the same way. I mean, I would have at least lived and died a legend and not some fag that just fades away after 20 years.
That's one way to look at it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Look, dude.
I mean, like, would you be happy to be like, okay, your life now or the Viking who got stabbed in the balls?
Wait, which Viking?
The one on the bridge who held off the Englishmen for a few hours.
Oh yeah, definitely that dude.
But
Definitely
then,
that.
eventually the Englishmen came out from under the bridge. Like, went under
Like
the bridge.
trolls?
No, they can't. They went under the bridge with like a boat.
They were trolling him, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
then they
speared
just
him.
speared him through the balls.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, yeah, I want to
Yeah,
be
they
that guy.
Couldn't
That
really
sounds rad.
approach him from the front. It
You
was
can
a
basically
narrow
give
bridge.
me anybody else's life and I'd be happy with it. Like the guys who took over the flights at 9/11, definitely. Saddam Hussein, absolutely. Hitler, definitely.
Okay.
Just that-
okay.
the guy
Better
from
scenario.
Schindler's List that looks just
You're
like
the
Eric
guys
that
from
shoots the people.
9/11. You're the guys from 9/11.
Yeah, which ones? The ones on the plane or the
yeah,
guys that do the 9/11?
on the plane, I guess.
Okay.
You get to choose the
Terrorists.
target.
I get to choose the target?
Yeah, where would you hit?
Wait. What's
It
the
doesn't
goal
have.
here?
It doesn't have to be the World Trade Center.
All right,
Like,
like
is
a
the goal to disrupt America, or is
No,
the
no,
goal,
no. You
like,
just get to
whatever
choose.
I get
It's
to
whatever
choose
you
to hit?
want.
Yes.
Personally, I'm
Whatever
probably
you
going to
want.
hit like the spaghetti factory or something.
The spaghetti factory.
Yeah, like the old
spaghetti factory.
The old,
The old
spaghetti
factory.
that's a real place. Fuck you. Look it up.
What the fuck are you talking
The
about?
old spaghetti factory is a restaurant. It's like a Cracker
Oh.
Barrel.
Look, what the problem is, Eric, is that
because people would. No, dude, people would just question that for the rest of eternity.
Why the
They'd be like,
spaghetti
yeah, they'd be
factory?
like, you remember that time on 9/11 where the one plane flew into the towers, one into the Pentagon, one landed into a field, and then one just hit a spaghetti factory?
Yeah.
Like, what were those
Yeah.
guys doing? I would be the spaghetti factory guy.
Yeah, did the people take over that plane? It's
Yeah,
like, no, not even.
Yes, the people took over the plane. They were like, "Well, we're not landing. What do you want to do?" And they were like, "Fuck the spaghetti factory.
Yeah.
Take us
Yeah.
home, boys."
I would say Olive Garden.
Olive Garden's a pretty
See,
good one.
That's what I'm saying.
Is there an Olive Garden?
Al Qaeda chose the wrong target? You can't. America's not going to fall to its knees by hitting a trade center. You got to hit something crazy like the Coke factory.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh,
Can
God,
you
if
imagine?
they took away all of our cocaine?
Yeah, if that
Ugh.
they'd have to go to Mexico for that though.
No,
that would be
I-
a real flight.
I mean, they just have
Yeah.
to hit the Coca-Cola factory.
They're
what,
still
like-
doing it in
Yeah,
there.
they're just
Yeah,
doing
there's
it.
like
That's where
hidden behind the
cocaine comes
walls.
from too. Yeah.
God, can you imagine a conspiracy that big where they just label it like on the fucking walls? It's branded everywhere. You know about it, but they've just still been doing it.
You go in, you walk through like a long tunnel-like hallway into the Coke factory. You look around, everything looks perfectly normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everything is right where it should be.
Wait a
There's
second.
vats of like syrup.
Just
and
drywall.
Shit like
This isn't
that.
drywall at all.
Wait, no. Will, you missed it. You missed it. But that long tunnel-like hallway. See, then what you do is you measure the interior, and then you realize that the interior is a magnitude smaller than the exterior.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That tunnel-like hallway was going through the ring that goes around the interior of the factory where they process all of the cocaine right next to the Coca-Cola.
That would be that. Look, that would be fucking sweet. Like, because you know that Coca-Cola would have the best cocaine too.
Absolutely.
Like,
They've
it would
been
be-
hooked up with the coca plants for years.
Yeah, it wouldn't be black tar heroin type shit. It wouldn't be like, it would be the blue
You
meth
probably wouldn't even have
Breaking
to use
Bad
the
of
cotton.
cocaine.
Be
You wouldn't have to
clean and
use the
pure.
cotton ball.
Nope.
That would be the best
so
part.
pure.
It's so pure. It's already in liquid form. It's just,
They sell it as tinctures.
dude. No, you could actually. I could actually
get
see
that.
they would just give it to you in Coke cans. Like they would just straight. Like they've got it liquid form. They've got like they ship it out with the rest of the Coke cans. Nobody's gonna look at like it's just a Coke can. It's nondescript. Nobody ever fucking. If I die like a week after this podcast episode comes out, I want everybody to know that maybe they should look into the Coca-Cola company.
Like fucking Boeing whistleblower.
Yeah, this
who
is
just
starting
has
to
a
wait.
heart attack.
Yeah, this is starting to make way more sense. The CIA fucking heart attack guns me a week after this podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
fall
going to
out
be
of
surprised.
a 5-story window from the house you just bought.
Did you see that shit where the most recent lady to like talk out against the war in Ukraine was like some ice skater lady, and she fell out of a
Oh
building?
my gosh.
She's the most in a long list of people who have
Yeah,
fallen out of a building.
Every other month, I see a new Russian oligarch has fallen out of a window.
Yeah, she's not even an oligarch. She's just a figure skater.
Yeah.
She's just
In
some
Russia?
girl. Yeah, she's in Russia.
Okay.
So, the Kremlin, like, the KGB, like, threw her out of a fucking building.
I hear Chinese and North Korean soldiers over there are having a bad time.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, I hear that, and I hear the opposite, but, that's propaganda for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's
Hard to know what's real anymore these days.
I did
Sure
print
is.
off some more news because I figure, last time we did this, there's plenty to talk about. And today I opened up the news to a article that I could not believe was real, to the point to where I thought that it actually might be a joke and I had gone to the wrong website.
Oh, did you
you
find
saw
out that
the
Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson?
Oh, no, dude. I am afraid it might be way worse than that. That was terrible, but that was 100% a rigged fight,
I
by the
wanted
way.
so few things this year.
I saw a breakdown of that fight where some dude was like, look at all the times Mike could have hit him in the face, and he doesn't. And I was like, God damn,
Well,
they were
another
right.
thing is, like, Jake did not go, okay, like, in the videos that Jake Paul came out on, he went faster and harder against those opponents in those videos than he ever went against Mike.
Yeah, it was like they were dancing. Because they
Yeah.
definitely fucking were. They
'Cause,
were
like,
dancing
also
the
hugging.
If
fiddle
you
a
notice,
lot.
like, any of the younger guys that Jake Paul fights, where, like, the bare knuckle boxer, for example, he's way faster, striking him way harder, way more often.
Yeah.
With Mike in the third round specifically, I want to call out, you see him hit Mike in the head 3 times, and Mike doesn't, like, dodge it. Like, you see him, like, actually speed up and hit him in the head,
Yeah.
like, 3 times. And then you see him physically stop hitting him.
He clinched at one point, and people are saying that he whispered to him while they clinched to like tone it down, because Mike was going really hard in the first 2 rounds, and then he clinched, and then he like from then on he's like a wet noodle.
Yeah.
It was just so. I mean, and what made it so
I'm
much
amazed you could
worse-
watch it. Apparently, no one was able to even fucking watch it. You watched it live, right?
Yeah, I had to keep restarting it.
Did you?
Yeah, we had to restart. Well, actually, funny enough, we only had to restart it from the first 2 rounds.
Wait, were you there?
I was at my sister's house.
Okay, which is Eric's house.
No.
Okay. Sorry, that's only sometimes.
I'm just fucking his sister.
Yeah, no, that's only sometimes.
That's different.
Trump picks Dr. Oz to lead massive Medicare, Medicaid agency CMS.
Yeah.
That was the one where I was like, that's a joke. That is like
No.
a joke that it might as well be Dr. Phil. Like
Yeah.
that is like an actual joke.
Dr. Phil doesn't become like the major surgeon general.
But he doesn't. He's not even like a surgeon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I did look
in
it up.
fairness, the major surgeon general is rarely a surgeon.
I looked it up. Dr. Oz actually is a medical doctor of cardiology. Which
Yeah.
I was amazed, because in my mind,
Yeah,
he
but,
was
like-
just a fucking snake oil salesman.
Like, no one likes him from what I hear. Like,
because
no
he-
actual doctors like him.
He sold his soul to like the fucking talk show industry so that he could sound interesting.
Oh,
and
dude,
shit.
no, it was way before that. I looked into it today so that I could actually be learned on the subject before we talked about it. The first thing he ever tried to do was try to heal people's cardiology problems with touch therapy, which is that thing where you hover your hands over somebody and then send your energy into them.
So he's always been a fraud.
Yeah, he can do cardiology surgery. He can teach cardiology surgery. He just apparently doesn't
Sorry,
want to.
I should rephrase it. He's always been a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's always been a piece of shit. It's like he doesn't want to work and would rather do the snake oil salesman thing, even though he is a cardiologist and knows how to do heart surgery. Which is, I mean, that's just a shame, really.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I think you can just say you're a bad person and fuck you.
Have you ever watched Dr. Oz?
Yeah.
Did you know that he ran for Pennsylvania, like,
I
Senate?
did. He lost to like Fetterman, didn't he, or something like that? No, who was it?
Fetterman. That sounds like the Dinkelberg guy on fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
There's
That's like
some
a
Sounds like
governor,
a
I think,
bully in an
named
80s
Fetterman.
movie or something.
Fetterman.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wears like a hoodie all the time.
Fetterman?
Like a
think so.
school-based one, not like a.
Or no, you're talking about if it's Pennsylvania, maybe it was like Pete Buttigieg. Isn't that the
Pete
governor?
Buttigieg. No, that's the mayor of New York. That was like the weird ass guy.
No, I thought that game. I don't know. I'm just
Giuliani?
gonna start naming names. It's gonna be wrong.
United States Secretary of Transportation is who Pete Buttigieg is, apparently.
Yeah.
He's a former naval officer. He's a Secretary of Transportation. What does that even mean?
Who's the governor of Pennsylvania?
Fuck if I know. Who's the governor of New Jersey?
Who is the governor of Pennsylvania? Ben Shapiro? No, Josh Shapiro. I was like, wait, what
See,
the
the only
fuck?
reason I even remember that is because like he was the other choice for the vice president run with Kamala.
Yeah.
Like it was him, Pete, and Tim.
Is Pete Buttigieg like, is he like Italian? What is Buttigieg?
I don't know.
Because I
Sounds Polish or something.
I
Maybe. I don't really.
I don't know what Buttigieg is, but I can tell you right now I don't trust it. Like that's all I'm trying to say is that is not
Just because you have
European.
trouble pronouncing it.
yeah
Like
no
a
it's-
fucking commie.
he's just some sort of like not white guy, and I think that's what I'm really getting
What?
at here.
And Eastern Europeans, I still mostly consider
No,
white.
those are that's like saying Jews are white. That you
Ones
know
I've
that's
met all
not
look
fair.
white.
You know that's not fair.
No, you look at one Daniel, you've seen them all, right?
Did you see the fucking comment we got about was P. Diddy the black Epstein? And then I was like, well, you know, Epstein was white, and then somebody commented Epstein wasn't white, he was Jewish.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
actually.
Epstein.
Yeah. Epstein. Anybody that's the end of their name is
Weinstein,
Steen.
Epstein.
Goldstein.
I have no idea. I don't study.
Rumberger.
I don't study last names like that. So
I mean, I didn't either until 2016. So, you know, and so when Eric started sending me those links to that Storm website,
yeah,
that's when I
he
really
sends
got
them
into
to
it.
me too, but I usually ignore them.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good information on there.
I mean, I go to my own extreme website. So.
The guys in Tremont like it.
yeah,
and they're
but I
like-
don't like anything the guys in Tremont like.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen to how racist this guy.
Yeah,
is.
seriously.
I swear to God.
You just don't like white people. It's just because you're Native American and they fucking
Just like
they
the
took all
left,
your
go
fucking
full
land away from
circle.
you.
Ooh.
They took your fucking land.
You might as well just went. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just wants the minorities to run the nation, let the majority of people just be underfoot from, like, you know, these leftist ideals. You know how it is.
I'm looking for other things. Oh yeah, this one too. Speaking of Italians, because I think Buttigieg is Italian.
Oh,
I
is
think
it?
so. I think so.
Oh,
I'm just saying
Mediterraneans
that's
are mongrel
he's
people.
still, yeah, I was gonna
that's
say he's not.
fine.
They're not white either.
They're not really
Greeks,
people.
Italians. Those aren't white people.
I mean, like,
The only people, as a matter of fact, the only people that are white are anybody that is on the continental United States that lives like below Tennessee.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
dang, you're not going to include England, huh?
No, fuck
Like
those
the place
guys.
where
no.
that idea originated.
No, those are the Aryans.
Just
Okay.
me,
Those
you,
are
and
different.
Patrick, man. We're the
That's-
only ones who
We're the
are
only
white.
Anyone
white
outside
people.
this group.
Yeah,
White people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just me and Eric, actually. Italian Village offers $1 homes to Americans after Trump's reelection.
Yeah.
$1 U.S. homes.
So what the fun thing about that, it's a cool deal. The only thing is you have to promise to renovate the house, and you can't renovate in like a way that you want to renovate it. It has to be like because a lot of times what you're buying.
What is it, the Bronx of Italy?
Yeah,
Is that like what
essentially
it is?
what you're
old
buying.
houses, I'm
What you're
guessing.
buying is like a house in like the mountains, basically, and you're buying a usually like a historical site, essentially.
That
So-
kind of rules. Why are they giving them away for $1?
Because like Italy sort of sucks and no one wants to live there.
Okay.
That makes
Yeah, that
sense.
makes sense. That checks out. They are right across from Greece, so
No, essentially, they just had a big
and
drain.
they're right next
and,
to the
like,
fucking papal
They either
state.
had like a big population drain, or like it's not enough people have been giving births, so they're trying to.
That's everywhere, dude. That seems like that's everywhere. Every fucking country
Yeah.
I hear about, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
people aren't having babies. And I'm like, yeah, you think it's because like we're on the brink of nuclear war and
Yeah, no one
And
really
no one
wants
can
to bring up
afford it.
children in this era. One, most people can't. And
I don't know, the
two,
English are doing
other people
pretty
don't
fucking
want
good.
to.
I think I wonder if Patrick,
like
are the
Britain?
English having
Look
better chances like having babies? Look that up and put that on screen.
Nah, if anyone's having better, like more chances of babies, it's like the Indians. They have
Nah,
the biggest population in the
They've
world.
always had the big. Look,
That's not true.
Have you ever walked into an Indian restaurant?
All of
would
the
you know?
Indians in Mississippi sell fried chicken at gas
Yeah, I was about to say
stations.
the only
Yeah.
Indians
And
I
they
know.
are beloved.
Only Indians I know in Mississippi are at gas stations. They are beloved because they also sell drugs, and two,
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
and two,
Everyone's pretty much cool with them.
And they solicit me for my phone number and
except
call
for
me
old
pretty.
people. Old people hate them for some reason.
Did I tell that story on the
Depends
podcast?
on the old people in question, because I know some old people that go to the same Middle Eastern run shop every single day to get their biscuit or whatever. And
Oh, dude,
they're
yeah.
always in there. But like, if you
Yeah,
talk
even
to
the ones
them,
who don't like the
if you
bar
talk
They
always
to
in
live
there.
there.
yeah, if you
dudes
talk
that-
to them in private, they're just like, man, I hate those immigrants who come in and get gas stations for free.
Oh, I thought you were
And it's
talking
like,
about the guys that
whatever.
work the gas station because I was like, I thought you were
No,
going to
I'm
be like,
talking about all
man,
the.
I hate those guys that come into the gas station and take over the gas station for free.
That would be funny, but
Yeah.
no,
That sounds like what they would say, though.
no. It's always like just like other old white dudes who are just like, man, the immigrants come in and they get a gas station for free. The government pays for it, and
Dude,
They always
that's
look a
not
little
how it
bit
works.
jumbled, don't they?
My
all of the
libertarian-
ones run by like the Middle Eastern dudes, all the shit looks a little jumbled.
Which one do you think
it's
is
always
better?
dirty.
Wait,
But
wait.
we obviously have like a different idea of like how you should sort a store.
Yo, my God, yes.
Their
Yes.
idea of like a store is just like things
A
are
dirt
just
cheap,
fucking everywhere.
basically.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. You've got every object you can think of that you can even imagine, and just some shit you don't need, just all over the walls.
Yeah, they always have something like you wouldn't expect to see at a gas station.
yeah, like rat poison or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, why do you have?
Or tuna.
And you
I
know
gotta
the reason
admit,
it's there is because
I go
the
there
other.
to get that shit now, though. Sometimes.
you?
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I need a bag of charcoal. I guess I'm going.
The
to
only
the
reason
gas
they have
station
that is
around
because the
corner.
fucking dudes, the other like Indian guys that live in a 100-mile radius, is the only person that speaks their fucking language, so they go down there and
don't-
buy the shit from them.
Oh, wait, hold on. Which is better in your opinion? The Middle Eastern gas stations or the Indian gas stations? I'm leaning Indian.
I can't tell the difference. So
Yeah, I'd have to actually, like, ask them.
I don't know. I lean Indian.
Unless they've got the dot, dude, I'm just gonna say I can't fucking
it's
tell.
like a different language though.
Yeah, but if they've
Well-
got like a fucking unless they talk like a poo from The Simpsons, then I'm like, oh hell yeah, all right, I know this guy's Indian.
In all fairness, just to make it more complicated and harder to understand, most of the ones around here in like North Mississippi are either run by Muslims or Sikhs.
Yeah.
It's
who
weird.
are from India and do not have dots on their head.
No.
because
Sikhs
they're
are
not
cool
Hindus.
though.
Why the
Sikhs are
fuck-
cool
Sikhs are
guys.
super fucking
yeah,
cool.
they're super cool.
They carry
If you ever
fucking
hear a
swords,
dude-
dude.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, it rules.
If you ever hear that
No,
the dude
I-
who runs the gas station's last name is Singh, like with an H in it, that's the guy.
Do you know why they
wanna
carry
go
the
for.
swords?
To defend other people's religion, freedom of religion. Eric said
Yeah.
that at one point on
Yeah,
the podcast.
always been
it's
a
like
thing.
it's also like because they can't stand for tyranny apparently.
Oh, it's
That's
also
what that
probably
means,
for.
yeah.
Wait, is it also for circumcisions?
Fuck no.
Oh.
I don't care about circumcision.
No, like the whole thing about
They're
the
neither here
sword,
nor there
from what
on
my
that.
understanding is it's just like if there's any tyranny, that's what the sword's for.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sikhism in general was like ground into
My
existence.
point is
by,
we're gonna
like-
see a big Sikh war once Trump takes office. Is what I'm
There's
saying.
a big Sikh thing going on in England right now.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm wrong. There was this thing going on over there where there was like a rally about some guy trying to talk about like getting like a caliphate going. You know, because there's a lot of like Muslim people in England now because they had like a really open border policy, and then
Yeah.
like there's like, and the whole video
In a
is just like
refugee
this
crisis.
Yeah, there's this huge fucking like crowd of people talking about like making a world caliphate, and there's not a single fucking woman in the whole video. There's not it's just a whole fucking thing of like all these dudes like just jacking each other off. And I was like, God damn! I bet these fucking dudes,
Oh,
their
bro.
mothers fucking beat the shit out of them. That's why
of-
they're here.
The United Methodist Church schismed.
Really?
Oh, did they finally finish schisming?
Yeah.
What are they now? The Ununited Methodist Church?
Yeah, you've got the Methodist Church and then something
Separatist church.
a little
The
different.
Separatists?
I don't
The
remember.
rebels in the empire?
You essentially have three factions. You have the International Methodist Church, the United Methodist Church, and then I think there's like a different one that's the more liberal one, but I don't remember what it's called.
Wait, say them again?
The International Methodist,
Okay.
which used to be like the whole thing. So the whole
So they're like not international anymore, but they kept the name?
they're essentially just the Europeans now.
Okay.
Like the Eastern Europeans and the Western Europeans.
what
are
did they
now just the
disagree
international. Whether
the
women
most-
can be priests and we should allow. Whether
Oh,
we
and
should
allowing
allow
the gays?
LGBT.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah. The
My
first,
libertarian boss is super up in arms about that because he's just a fucking...
the
like,
gays?
about all of those things. All that shit. Because he just sees it as like damn near like destruction of his religion. Because he's a Greek Orthodox dude. So he's like... you know-
Really?
yeah. So he's like, they're wildly traditionalist. So he's like, women can't be fucking preachers. Preachers shouldn't exist in the first
What's
place.
cool about that debate is in the Bible where they're getting that women shouldn't be preachers, that they should be silent in the church thing. It's heavily debated that Paul never wrote that. That was somebody else using Paul's name to influence, like to make his letters
Some
more
guy who
influential.
really
to make
disliked
his
women.
letters more influential within the church.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, like that letter specifically where they get those passages. It's largely contested that Paul never wrote that.
You're telling me there was some guy in like the papal state at some point, like in a dark room with a candle, just scribbling with an ink pen and just like, and women
Yeah,
should
he couldn't get
shut-
sex, and he was like, fucking women should shut their goddamn mouths and give me sex whenever I fucking want it.
Women should just bend over and
Are
take
you
it.
suggesting that not every single word in the Bible was chosen to be put in that
My
Bible
God.
because it
What,
was
me?
the direct
no,
word
I would
of
never
God?
say that,
That's
Eric.
that is one of those things
Every
that I
word in the
can't.
Bible is true, 100%. It should be taken literally from cover to cover.
I will-
and anyone who
devil's
says
advocate-
otherwise is going to hell and should be sent there immediately.
Yeah,
Devil's
absolutely.
advocate, to be all fairness, like I think it's
Oh,
like
a
80.
communist who speaks to the devil.
I think it's like I think it's 80.
That's the
like
Nazis,
80,
Eric. That's you. You guys were into the occult. He was-
84% of communists are famously atheistic.
Yeah.
I think it's like 84% of
He
Christians.
would kill everybody who talks to the devil and to God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think 84% of Christians, as a group total, don't take the Bible literally.
I would hope not.
Like,
yeah,
like they see like a lot of it as figurative language.
a lot of the like Catholics believe that the idea is that like God influenced the book over time, and that it is by God's grace and by God's miracles that the word is the way that it is, which is to me is like the dumbest take. That's just like God of the Gaps type shit.
Yeah.
Where it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, why doesn't this make sense? Well, it does make sense because God wanted it to be there. And that's why
are
it makes
bats
sense.
not birds?
Yeah, that's right. They're basically
Don't-
flying rats. That's why bats aren't
in-
birds.
We're not
in
talking
Genesis, he
about
literally
convergent
is-
evolution here, okay? Shut up.
In Genesis, the Bible's like, yeah, and bats are birds, and it's like, nope.
Wait,
We're not.
what does that mean? What?
Yeah, in the Bible, in Genesis, and I think the story of Noah, it calls out. It's like, oh yeah, I want you to get like two of her kind, the bats. Like I think it mentions that the bats.
I'm
are
looking
birds.
this up. Leviticus 11:13 through 19. I just looked up Bible. Bats are birds.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah,
These are the birds you are to regard as unclean and not eat because they are unclean. The eagle, the vulture, the black vulture. What about the white vulture? Am I right? The red kite. I really almost read that as the red. Any,
And he said it
any
anyway.
kind of
said it
black.
anyway.
Any kind of raven, the horned owl, the screech owl, the gull, and any kind of hawk. The little owl. Oh, come on, dude. You're going to eat the little owl? He's
why are
just
you
a
so
little
just
guy.
say
Don't eat
owls?
them.
Just
He's
say
such
owls.
yeah, just say owls. He's such a little guy. The cromorant.
What's that?
The
Cormorant.
The cormorant. It is a large diving bird with a long neck, long hooked
Okay.
bill, short legs, and mainly dark plumage.
Okay,
It
have you-
typically breeds on coastal cliffs and is noted for its voracious appetite.
Cormorant
You
sounds like a
remember-
grill.
Actually, you've seen a
Oh,
cormorant
dude, that
before.
thing rules.
Cowboy
Look at that.
Bebop,
Yeah.
dude. That thing on the back of Vicious's soldier is a
Is
black
that
cormorant.
is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That thing was full of
to the
grenades.
part about
So
the bat.
are they all full of grenades? Is
Yes.
that okay? Okay, good. Yeah, I think it was full of gas.
God
okay.
made them that way.
Okay.
How long is this verse?
It's
They're all
almost
Muslim.
over.
They're
the
all Islamic.
cormorant.
That's all.
The great owl. You can't eat the great owl, dude. He's great. The white owl. The desert owl. The osprey. The stork. And any kind of heron. The hoopie and the bat. how many of these actually aren't birds? Like, 'cause I feel like now that I'm like looking at this, I'm like, yeah, there's actually a good few of these that I don't know if these
I
are
have no
birds.
idea. But I know
think all
bats
of
aren't
those were-
fucking birds.
Bats are the only thing on there I know aren't birds.
I mean,
I'm not
herons
familiar
and
with some of
storks
those.
are not like birds,
Yeah,
right?
no, they are. They're absolutely
are they?
birds.
Yeah, they're birds.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
so I'm
type
just
of
like
bird.
retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. The
Herons
red
are absolutely
kite.
birds. That's a bird.
Okay, the red. What
Most of these are birds of prey, which just aren't super duper nutritious,
Sure.
and they're hard
And like
to.
you make sense.
They'll fight you.
And bats carry
Like-
rabies. It makes sense you don't want to eat that.
I mean,
any kind of raven, because that's like eating crow and it tastes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just taste bad. It's not super nutritious.
I'm
It
kind of
doesn't
into
taste great.
Leviticus, just kind of dropping like actual, like just kind of good knowledge on you until you get to the
It's
shit about
almost
like
like-
women should shut up
It's-
and like
it's-
don't mix your fucking
I
like
mean, like-
clothes with shit. Don't mix your cottons.
It's almost like desert nomads are going to know how to survive in the desert being
Yeah.
nomads.
Well, I mean, like, are there bats
That's
in the desert?
retarded.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
Some.
Wait, why would that bats be in the desert? Bats
Why would
fucking hate
anything
the
live
sun.
in the desert?
What do
But
you
bats
mean?
hate the sun.
They go out at night.
They live
like
in
they do
cacti.
in places that aren't deserts.
They literally
know.
also they can live in the cacti, dude.
Bats never come out during the day. They famously come
I'm
out at
sorry.
night.
In my mind, for some reason, I swear to God, deserts, it was never nighttime. And I was just like,
Arabian
Not only is it-
nights are
it's
like Arabian days. Yeah.
yeah.
It's actually really cold in the desert at night.
Yeah, my dad like
Unlike
taught
the
me,
Arabian days when it's really hot.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot, much
much hotter than hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as I'm
Where
aware.
was Arabia?
Saudi Arabia.
Arabia.
Oh,
It was in Arabia.
that makes
It was in
sense.
Arabia.
Yeah.
It was in Arabia,
How
dude.
old is Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia is about
Saudi
100
Arabia's
years
big,
old.
yeah.
Arabia is
Arabia's, like, really
infinitely
old.
old.
Yeah. That place is called Arabia. They named it Saudi Arabia when the Saudis took over.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then they just kicked ass from that point forward, as a matter of fact.
I don't know how long it's specifically been called the Arabian Peninsula, but every English language
is the-
source I've ever seen has called it that.
What is the
basically
monarch
forever.
in Saudi Arabia called?
Saudis.
The fucking caliphate, the caliph.
The Caliph?
The caliph.
Is it really?
No
The
shit.
Saudi caliph,
fucking Jasmine's fucking dad
was a
was the
caliph.
caliph.
Yeah.
He was the caliph.
He's a sultan.
Yes, he was a sultan, actually. So was he not the caliph?
A sultan is like a daimyo as opposed to the emperor.
Yeah, I know.
He's a lord.
Yeah, okay, but
Like a local king that has his own little fiefdom.
The
but
caliph
he-
Is that
was-
why it was so believable that Aladdin could just show up and also be a king or a prince or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah, of
because
course.
there were lots of tiny kingdoms all over the place, and it was perfectly normal for lords to like intermarry, so that they would all have royal blood.
Imagine just like you have a whole kingdom and then fucking a prince just rocks up one day and throws out your entire economy.
that fucking rule, dude.
That
I'd be
fucking
so-
sucked. Your economy crashed.
got
This
fucking-
random asshole showed up and crashed your economy.
That's a real thing that happened.
It is.
That's a real thing that happened.
Yeah,
What was
there
his fucking name?
There was an African dude who was so fucking rich. Everywhere he'd go, he'd just crash the local economy.
What was his
Mansa
name?
Musa.
Mansa Musa. In my head, I was just trying to think of what his name was, and then I kept coming back to the word that
I will say, though, like-
that was like the British slang for a
Being
black
not
guy.
a guy in charge, that must have been pretty cool. Like this guy showed up and he just starts giving money away.
Weird thing is, like, does the economy not like immediately stabilize from there?
well, no. Here's
no.
Like
here's
it
the
goes
thing.
nuts, and then it takes like a week until
that-
everybody realizes, okay, we all have gold. It's
No, that-
useless.
Well,
That's
see,
not how
that's
it
the,
works.
that's the thing. Here's why it was a big. You only hear about this like in certain stories, like with Mansa Musa, because he was an African Muslim who had his own like super awesome rich kingdom, and he like piled up all of his gold into a massive caravan and went on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Yes. So as he's going up that way, he's like passing through some of the landmarks, and as he goes, he spends absolute fuckloads of gold in a line, a wiggly line, all the way to Mecca and then back. The problem isn't so much they dumped a bunch of gold into one city, it's that the city next door also
had a
got dumped
shitload.
gold, and the city 10 miles further down from that also got dumped gold. So though, if you just do it to one city, you're not going to
that
fuck
bad.
up that
But
city.
if you start doing it to a goddamn country
they're
at a
gonna
time,
be like trading shit to other cities. They're going to be getting all the resources in that one city. If you do it to every neighboring city,
Yeah.
now you have a problem.
yeah, like imagine you've got 5 cities ahead of you before you get to anywhere where this guy hasn't been.
Yeah, they're
And
all
by
flush
the way,
with
you
gold
cannot
and low
travel
on grain.
Yeah, by the way, you're not traveling 5 cities, and you're like, hey man, I would like some grain. I have all this gold. And you're like, hey man, sorry, I'm full up on gold. You got something else?
Do you have like like chickens or like, beets or like food.
Yeah.
Because we sold all that to these guys going through and they paid out the ass, but we're kind of out now.
No, because we sold all of ours to this guy coming through.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I looked up, was Jasmine's dad the Caliph? And that is apparently a hotly debated topic on the internet.
Awesome. What's the debate? I want to know the sides now.
What are the sides? The sides are just basically like, no, he's way too fucking gay to be able to be the Caliph. He's not cool. He's
You
not
think
cutting
he's gay?
people's heads off.
What signs?
Because he goes, that's like
I hate
the
it when
sounds he
people
makes.
accuse a cartoon character of literally being a cartoon character.
He's
Just
a
like,
fucking dude. Tell me he's not gay. Like he's
He's
as gay as-
a child.
I know, but I mean, so does fucking plenty of gay dudes. You got
But
a
I don't
beard.
think okay. You know what? Fair.
He just seems
but I don't think
jolly.
I don't think the gay adoption agency was really big and going back then.
He was the Caliph. He could do whatever he wants. He just saw a little girl on the side and he was like, "Give me your daughter, I'll cut your head off." And then he went, oh. He
And
jiggled
then
his belly.
and then the guards behind him just looked menacing. They're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, here's 5,000 rubles, or I'll cut your head off.
Yeah.
Give me your daughter. Like, that's
Nah,
not
that
a
would-
hard choice for a peasant to make.
I'd love to be the Caliph, dude.
Yeah,
Being
I'd
the
love to
Caliph would
be infinitely
rule.
rich and powerful and be able to like lounge around all day.
That's
Oh, yeah,
another-
Anyone would hate that.
I'm just
Patrick.
saying, like, dude, we were talking about like any other life, like if it get to be like famous and shit, the Caliph's got to be up there. That's like, I mean, how many times in Indian culture do you have to resurrect as a good cow to become the Caliph?
Hey,
You have to give out like you got to be a
Caliph is
cow.
Muslim.
what's
Yeah, but you got to be like a cow giving out chocolate milk before you resurrect as the Caliph.
Muslim?
What? Who's
There
fucking
is
cares?
You don't resurrect it all in Islam.
Oh, what? So in Islam, if I'm like I'm always stuck as an Indian guy, is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
You get the
I
one chance
fucking
as an
kill
Indian
myself
guy
the
and then
moment
you
I'm
die.
bored. What? Like every time I'm like, oh, this already sucks. I'm coming back as an Indian guy. Your
not
main
coming-
goal.
you're not
You're not
coming
fucking
back.
coming back. You're Islamic.
The whole
It
what?
works the same as Christianity.
I'm talking about
you
in
die
India.
once and you stay dead.
No,
forever.
I'm talking about the dudes that got fucking recreation or whatever.
Hindus.
Yeah, Hindus.
That's
They're
not
not
Caliph.
That's not Muslims. That's
I know.
not
I'm
caliphates.
saying like the Indian
It's
dudes.
different.
I'm saying like for the Indian guys, like, are they stuck being Indian? Because that kind of sucks. 'cause,
in
like,
Hindu?
No.
Yeah.
There'll probably be something else next time they
I don't
resurrect.
know anything
Okay,
about
so it would
Hindu.
rule if you come back as the Caliph.
Okay, well, I guess in that
Yeah,
scenario,
yeah, I mean,
yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like that,
It would rule if
eventually
you
it's gonna
came back
rule.
as like anything privileged, I guess. From
How
somewhere else.
does that work? Okay,
How
like,
good do you have to be in that society to come back as a white guy?
Huh?
How good do you have to be in that
One
society to come
step
back
below
as a
Nirvana.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you'd have to be the Buddha. You'd have to be Buddha.
yeah.
Real Buddhas are just white people.
Come back as a good
All
cow.
white people are Buddhas from previous lives.
If you can choose to be a good cow 12 times in a row, they'll give you white guy. Your 13th life, they're like, all right, yeah, you were a good cow several times.
Lucky number 13.
What do they do with cows over there? They're fucking
In India or in fucking the Middle East?
What's the difference?
In one, they eat them. In the other, they pray to them.
Well, India is not the Middle East, and the Middle East is not India.
Which one's the Hindus? Are they the Middle
India.
East or okay? Yeah, that one. That's what I'm talking about. So, like, what do they do with the cows if the cows are like special?
They usually
get
just
milk
take
and
care of
cheese
them for
from
life.
them, and they pamper them.
Yeah, usually they pamper them.
God damn.
Yeah.
No,
All
it's
right.
like nice to be a cow in India.
No,
Yeah.
hell yeah, that rules. That kind of rules.
Pretty fucking sweet.
That's up there. That's like up there near like 9/11 guy. Like as far as
Yeah.
things I'd like to come back
Yeah,
as.
honestly,
Cow
in
that gets
India.
taken
Being
care of in India.
resurrected as a cow anywhere other than India, not great.
You come back
Being
as a
resurrected
cow.
as a cow in India,
What do you think the
pretty
chances
fucking
are
sweet.
of all the cows in the world, and there are billions of cows in the world?
Yeah.
What are the chances that you get to be a cow in India?
That's what I was
I
thinking.
would
I was like, you
say-
come back as a cow, you come out and you're like, oh hell yeah.
yeah, but you're a
Given how
calf
many-
chained to the
Yeah,
ground for your
your
for your
veal.
meat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you realize
You're a
you're
veal
in a
calf.
tiny fucking cage. You're like, fuck.
Shit, veal again. Son of a bitch. Well, at least it'll be short.
Yeah.
son of a bitch. Ah, fuck, I just ruined my good cow status.
Joke's on you, faggot. I'm going to be the best veal there is. I'm coming back as a Hindu cow. If it's the fucking last thing I do.
It'll be a Brahma bull next time.
How many times do they have to do that? Is that like
Yeah,
a
how many
real
times-
thing?
How many
It
times you
depends
gotta
on
be
how
a
good
veal
you
cow?
are in each-
Wait, no, like,
Like,
do they fucking constitute for that or whatever in like Hinduism? Do they like, oh yeah, you do good, you come back as a cow, right? That's like really up there. But like, do they constitute and be like, oh yeah, it's just you're gonna be a cow in India? Because being a cow kind of rules in India, right? But
Yeah.
like, if you get reborn as a cow in America,
Sucks.
Yeah, there's like a 1 out of 50 chance that you might have a decent life.
how they feel about that over there?
I wouldn't even give it that.
Yeah, if
Like,
you're in
it's low.
Mississippi, it's probably a pretty sweet life. But
Like, it might
anywhere
be
else.
if you're just a milk cow or something like that in a small farm
Ooh,
where they don't
rodeo
use like
cow?
industrial techniques.
Ooh, rodeo cow.
Gotta
That'd be pretty
good.
sweet.
Yeah, gotta be pretty good if you're a rodeo cow.
Wait,
Depends on what kind of rodeo, but yeah, the more modern ones generally, yeah, probably.
I looked into fucking running of the bulls lately because I was like, how does that even fucking work? And apparently it's exactly what you think it is. It's just they like corner off a street, they sequester a street. Is sequester the right word?
Yeah.
They sequester
Set
a
it
street.
aside.
They put 6 bulls on one end, and then the dudes get a little bit of a head start, and then they just like anger the shit out of the bulls, and then just let them go.
Yeah.
And only like 6 people have died in it since the beginning of ever doing it.
Yeah,
And I was like, how?
because cows aren't really known for
Bulls,
just fucking,
dude?
Yeah,
They're super dangerous.
They're
but
dangerous,
like,
but they're not known for just killing you.
There was
yeah,
only
you can
one-
jump the barriers. I mean, you can't win if you jump the
I
barriers.
looked
but you
it
can
up.
just jump the barriers and be safe.
That
forever.
I looked it up too, and I was like, how? Okay, 6 people have died. Has anybody important died? And they were like, yes, one important person has died. And I was like, oh my God, who is it? And it was just some name. And I was like, what? Who is this? And I looked it up, and it was like, was a United States citizen that went and did the bull run with
not
like no
important.
knowledge of it. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. United States excellence. Google knew exactly where I was coming from. I was like,
An
did
idiot
any...
doing something stupid they doesn't know how to do and dying because of it is
I
about
said,
as
Google,
important.
all right, did any white people die doing it? And they were like, yes,
It's
actually.
Spain!
There was one.
They're all white.
They are not. I played Resident Evil 4. They're
I
gray. They're gray at best. With like red eyes and shit. I mean, they look fucked up over there, to be honest with you. I don't think any of those dudes are like.
They live like it's in the medieval times.
I know,
They're basically
yeah.
savages.
Oh my God, yeah. They're definitely. All I'm saying is they're definitely not white. At the very least, they're like Native American.
I think
or
we can
something.
all agree that Mexicans are more white than Spaniards. Like,
They're definitely getting that way the more they like,
I mean,
integrate
look, they
into
have
our
electricity
society.
and they love Dragon Ball Z. That puts them several levels higher than the
did you see
civilization.
that
I
the
saw.
They're
Like-
really close to Japanese on that level, though.
Did you see that the New
Yeah,
Mexican
that's like
president
half as
said
good as white. Japanese, yeah.
that she was going to work to end homelessness in Mexico?
Yeah, I did
Well, that's
see that.
cool.
Yeah.
But it was one of those
I
things
guess.
where like everybody I've talked to about it was like, she'll never fucking do that. Like she'll do her best, but the fucking like Mexico is owned by gangs.
From what I
So-
hear, and granted, I'm not knowledgeable on this, but from the little
Really?
bits, the little bits that I,
Really, you're not knowledgeable on Mexico.
militant on the cartel's asses,
the little
she'll
bit that
finally
I've
get a
heard
chance
is
to do it.
She is actually like the cartels have okayed her.
Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, like she has the backing of the cartels.
I mean, she's gonna have a fucking thing on her hand
That's
when Trump
kind of
literally does
concerning.
do his like thing that he says he's gonna do. Where
I
he, like he's
don't
like
think
military,
it'd be possible to be a politician in Mexico without at least having 'cause
Like
I mean,
cartel approval?
Yeah, the cartels are powerful enough. They're literally a function of the government at this
yeah,
point.
they are. They are the shadow government.
Yeah.
They're the deep state. It's
So, I
not
mean,
even like
whether
a
you-
joke.
I mean, whether you're good, bad, or whatever your morals are, I think you don't get away without having to like.
you just have to have cartel blessing.
Basically,
Yeah,
And from
and,
what I
like-
understand, she does have cartel blessing.
I feel like
And-
that poisons the whole thing from the get-go then.
It does,
does in a way, yeah.
but at the same time, like the
Criminals
cartels also
controlling the government
I mean-
does in a way.
The weird
cause
part
a
is
problem,
the cartels
yes.
care about like neighborhoods and shit. Like they care about like the like random people. Like if you just like were like cartels don't want people like Mexican people, children, women to die. Like they've got a heart too. It's their home too. It's just that they also want to sell methamphetamine to the United States.
And they will kill you if you try and stop
Yeah, they
them.
will kill
and
you
your
if you
whole
try to stop.
family, men,
Well,
women,
the
and children.
problem with it being a cartel is ultimately the problem with everything is it's capitalism.
Yeah. Is
It's a lot of
they
greedy
have a
people
business?
who ultimately want the number to go up. And that's what gets in the way of the heart of it.
I feel like at some point when you're at the top of a cartel, number doesn't go up anymore. Like at some point, you're the leader of the cartel. You're the Don, you know, of like a Mexican cartel.
The benefit to the Mexican cartel specifically is
There's a benefit to the Mexican cartel.
with what
Please do tell.
with what you're saying specifically. With the number go up thing is where is if you're a CEO to a company, when you have investors, you're obligated to always try to get the number to go up. Whereas the only obligation as the Don of a cartel is you're either competing with the other cartels to make number go up, because you don't want them to be richer than you, because then they can use their resources to outcompete you.
Yeah, the territorial disputes between the various cartels are probably the bigger problem.
But the thing is the only obligation aside from that for number to go up for you is how wealthy do you want to be?
I kind of really like the idea of like cartel is basically because it's like the Japanese Yakuza.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like at some point the Yakuza just kind of like all get along. Like they have territorial disputes and shit, but like they kind of all get along because they all realize that they are basically just like extremely back alley politicians at the end of the day.
I mean, part of what you're both talking about here and just in general is the difference between crime and organized crime.
Yeah.
Exactly. These are businesses. These are people who have like long-term and short-term goals. A criminal is just somebody who breaks the law. These people have turned it into a business.
How many times I got to be a good cow to come back as the Don of a Mexican cartel?
25.
okay.
Here's the thing, and at least one bad cow.
How many veal?
Probably 15, honestly.
okay.
Don Cartel is really good.
Ooh, okay.
You gotta at least suffer a bit.
Yeah, because you can do like whatever you want.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna cause some suffering, so you gotta suffer a bit.
Oh yeah, you're
well,
right.
Don
Actually,
of a cartel is also a big test too, because like when
Yo,
you
you
do
gotta
the
have a
right
lot of-
power.
Yeah.
did you hear
A lot of
about like
temptation.
that time that El Chapo went to like the fucking that city? And like, because I mean, everybody fucking knew who he was. So he just came in like JFK in the back of a car, was just throwing money out to people. I talked to a dude that was in our Discord for a while. He was like 50, and I think he listens to the podcast. I don't know, but for some reason we're big in Latin America, even though I mean they're Latin American, so
Fuck it. I don't
but
care.
I
yeah,
love Latin America.
well, at least one of us.
I'm down with my Spanish and Portuguese speaking.
Yeah,
cousins
just wait
from the
until I
south.
learn Spanish, and we'll turn this into the Spanish podcast.
You would basically, I mean, you could just pass for a
Bueno.
Mexican if you learn Spanish, dude.
Well-
People would never be able to tell.
Other
You
than
remember
my
this-
accent would be awful.
He's made of all the
You can't
ingredients.
You're a Mexican dude with a lisp.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Can we do it? Let's do a thing out of that. Let's make a.
Well, we all going to download what's that language app?
No, I want a skit. I want a skit where like you're just like you're like our Mexican friend,
Yeah.
but you don't speak any English. But the whole joke is that
I
like
speak really bad
Yeah, you
Spanish.
speak like really bad Spanish.
Every time you want to say something, you like plug it into your phone so you can like the Google Translate it.
How
so
do we
you can read it off?
How do we make that work? What's a very funny situation you could put a guy in who doesn't speak very good Spanish? Now, don't everybody think at once.
Talking to the drug cartels.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, you're trying
On the
to
Day
like.
of the Dead.
Yeah, you're talking out. You're
Dia
trying
de
to
los
talk them
Muertos.
out of cutting your head off. You just got this like really, really shitty Spanish. Hell yeah! And then the whole video can just be like that one camera angle where they've got it like pointed at the guy on his knees, which would be Will, and then me with like an AK-47 and you with like a machete, and he's just begging for his life in like extremely broken, shitty Spanish.
Do you have an AK-47 or do I need to go find one?
Well,
That would not
yeah,
be
don't
hard to
worry,
prop.
don't worry about that. I
wouldn't be-
didn't.
that
I mean,
would
I
be-
could find one. It wouldn't be that
We can
hard.
literally no, hold on, no. This is a shitty skit. We can just go get a toy from Walmart.
That's retarded.
No,
I like
the AK,
authenticity.
yeah, no, the AK-47 is. I mean, I've got one in the other room. We can
Jesus
just use
Christ,
that
if
one.
nothing else, I'll use a fucking Mosin Nagant.
Wait,
I mean, there's
did
people
the
wielding
fucking
those right
Mexican
now.
cartel have AK-47s?
They have
Yes.
whatever gun you want.
Okay.
They'll say, if it's
And
a gun,
honestly,
they
they're
can get
probably
it.
more than likely using. They're not using AK-47s. They're more than likely using AR-15s.
The Draco,
And AK-74s.
dude, the
Why would they use
Draco
the
thing.
Draco?
Have you seen that?
Huh?
The like the number one like gang
Oh, you
gun
mean the
right now.
Draco?
Is the Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick, put up a picture of the Draco Malfoy. That That thing fucking rules.
Yeah, it looks cool.
That's so cool, but it's so huge. And then there's like gangbangers wearing it in like their
I've
pants.
seen that.
And I'm like, dude, it's the size of a small rifle. It's the size of a submachine gun.
Yeah, it's like basically a single shot submachine gun.
Yes, and they're just wearing it like just hold like. I've seen dudes like get
shoots
up to the
rifle
camera
rounds, though,
and then
doesn't it?
do this,
I'm trying to
and it's like
remember.
up to their, it's like up to their fucking
It
chest.
shoots a 7.62 though. Doesn't
Yeah, it does, yeah.
it shoots like a full ass rifle.
Yeah,
round.
it's like the worst gun in the world. Like that's like that is
Well,
not
like,
a
wouldn't
gun.
that
Not
Made,
the
like-
worst gun in the world.
I wouldn't say that.
No,
Yeah.
the double. I mean, the double.
Yeah,
what was the other thing
okay,
that I
yeah,
fucking?
A Draco is just a super fucking trimmed down AK-47 basically.
Yes. The worst gun in the world is that double-barreled 22 pistol that I sent you guys a picture of, that they with like the extended trigger that they have at the pawn
yeah.
shop down the street.
Yeah.
I saw that and immediately, because I was just buying some ammo, and I was like, I looked at it and I couldn't tell what I was. It looks like a hot glue gun. Hey, Patrick, put that gun up on screen. I don't know what the name of it was,
It's the
but I'll.
ugliest gun I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is. And I looked at it and I was like, wait, is that like a real gun or is that a glue gun? He was like, no, that's a double barrel 22 pistol.
Wait. What is this? Double barrel 22 pistol?
Yeah, you saw it. I sent it to the fucking group chat.
Hold on,
And
let
you're
me
going to
see
see
that
it
shit.
again in the podcast. Don't just fucking spend your time looking for a gun. We're here to talk about how Spaniards
show
aren't
him
white.
your special
and
38.
how the caliphate rules.
Show
and-
Eric your special 38.
My special 38? Oh, yeah.
Make sure
Well, you showed
empty
me
it.
the 38. I've got the picture of that anyway.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
did
sent
I
us a
s-
picture of that.
Oh, I did. Okay. Well, then
I'll
he-
look at
he's
it
seen
anyway, though.
Yeah, you can
I'd-
see it between episodes. I'm not
Okay.
going to just pull out a gun in between episodes. I'm not you. On the episode.
Yeah, I'm
excuse
not
me.
seeing any other gun pictures. Did you send it around the same time?
No, I sent a link. It was a link
Oh,
to
a
a page that had the fucking gun because I was like, they got this at the gas
for some
station.
reason the text wouldn't let him send it.
Yeah, this.
Well, maybe I never got it.
It's right there.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, he says as if
Yes.
he's seen it a million times before.
Yes, I do
He
remember
purged
you
the
talking
trauma
about
from his
that
memory.
This
thing.
is definitely the best thing to do, Eric. You just keep looking on your phone, and me and Will will
Okay.
riff. All right.
Okay.
All right. All
Sorry,
right,
I just
Will.
wanted to see a damn picture of the thing. Yeah, that thing's weird. It's a revolver.
No, you can keep looking at it. All right, Will. Me and you, we can do some riffs while he looks on his
Okay,
phone. All
all
right. Israel or Palestine? You go. Go ahead.
Come on.
You just keep looking at your phone.
Yeah, I thought you were going to look for the phone.
Just look,
for
just look at
for
the picture of
gun.
that gun and just like
Yeah.
talk to yourself over there.
Israel,
Well,
Palestine.
Yeah, Israel or Palestine, dude. Which side are you on?
Oh, okay. I suppose Palestine for the for not starving them to death.
Ooh, okay.
So let's not starve Palestine to death.
Ooh, but there's only been 41,000 of them killed.
And
we gotta get that.
70%.
We gotta get that number up.
I love how like when you
These are
consider
rookie
that number,
numbers.
and then you're like 70% of that number were, or
Women
70%
and
of
children.
Palestine population were women and children. It's like, ugh.
I'm sorry that my first I'm not joking when my first thought was like, wow, the dudes must have been buff. Like the dudes must have been like good shape
must
or
be
like
really strong.
Like I was like they were like
Hamas is just like child
I was like they were fucking they were just surviving everything.
well, they're in the tunnels.
Yeah. Why are the women and children not in the tunnels?
I guess because I would imagine mostly because
They'd fit better down there.
it's a fighting space. I guess.
Is it?
Well, yeah, IDF goes in the tunnels to fight Hamas.
How do you go into a tunnel and fight somebody?
You
Isn't
go
that like
in
the
there.
worst case scenario?
Oh yeah, it's a bad situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks. Yeah, tunnel
you gotta
fighting
do it.
sucks.
Something I saw that they do is they'll like close off like sections of the tunnel, like they'll collapse it and then they'll open a hole in it and they'll flood it.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I mean, best case scenario is all the women and children down there, you just gas them.
Yeah, I was going
You
to
know?
say gassing is a really good tactic. for
That's what the
tunnels.
Russians would fucking do, I guarantee
Oh yeah,
you.
probably.
That's what
Dude,
we
the
used to
Russians
do
did
in
that fucking thing where they got that
Vietnam.
theater that took over. Oh my God. Did you guys see that video of that theater where they had the shooters in Russia like last year? Where those dudes just
No.
went into like a fucking theater.
Oh yeah, the
packed
Moscow
theater.
terrorists, the
Yeah.
ISIS guys.
Yeah, they just went in there
Yeah,
and
did
just
you see how
fucking...
badly the Russians like beat them and stuff once they got
Oh yeah,
them?
because they fucking... Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
Terrorists,
feel nothing.
No, I didn't feel anything for
Like,
them.
Yeah, who gives a
I felt
fuck?
nothing for them. Those
Fuck
dudes
them.
deserve hell. That was the most fucked up shit. I saw a video of like them shooting the people, and there's just a dude like it's a girl like a woman cowering in a fucking corner,
Yeah.
and she's begging them not to shoot her, and they just load into her with a shotgun. I was like, they get. I mean, like that's why Guantanamo Bay exists. Those are the people that deserve to be in Guantanamo Bay.
You
Yeah,
get
suddenly,
the
if I
torture
see him in a
chair.
big naked pyramid, I'm not super offended anymore.
Yeah.
If I know that that's the only people.
Fuck, I already lost it. Why did I never think about this? I wanted to talk more about the running of the bulls. The reason I even brought it up is because I found out something that's super epic.
Oh.
2 days before the running of the bulls every year, they have a thing sponsored by PETA called Running of the Nudes. Where it's just everybody gets naked and runs down the street with signs.
Cool.
So it's just a bunch of like chicks out with their tits out
Neat.
and just running down the street. And I mean, like, there's guys too, but I mean,
PETA
like, let's be
sucks
honest.
so bad at advertising shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, that rules. Fuck you. That's
oh, no.
awesome.
It rules. It just doesn't make me feel any kind of way
About the bulls?
like PETA.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
of
like-
course.
It's just like,
Like-
ooh, titties. I'll masturbate
I
to this
get
later.
why PETA, I guess, would be
Yeah.
mad about them like making the bulls mad.
Well, they
to
are
chase
Spanish
people.
titties,
But,
so
like,
I
the-
don't know
the
if you want
bulls
to
are getting,
masturbate
like-
to those.
Just don't pay too much attention to their armpits. You'll be fine.
But the bulls are getting like hit people if they catch them. So I don't see how this is a negative for the bulls outside of they get
Because
to be
they
made
apparently
mad.
the way that they get them to do that is that they torture them like horribly.
Yeah, they got
for
like
an
poke 'em
hour.
and prod 'em
Yeah,
and
before they let them out.
that
half
sucks.
starve them. You
Yeah,
know.
they like shock them with cattle prods and whip them and like burn them to
Yeah.
like make them pissed off.
You know they drug them, like they drug the bulls when they do the
Bullfights?
mochador things.
Matador.
Matador?
thing? Yeah.
Please tell me they're like giving them PCP.
I don't know what they give them, but I
Here,
kn-
bull friends, smoke this crack.
think they-
Freebase this crack rock with me.
Now, are they giving
Honestly-
them something to make it easier to kill them or to make them crazier?
it's just easier to dodge. It slows them down.
Okay, so it's a
Oh.
sedative.
Oh, that's like the whole point is that I want to
That's
see
why
the
a
dude
lot
get
of times
stabbed.
when you like, if you see it, if you're ever watching one and you see the bull like stumble as it turns, that's like that's part of it. Is it's on a sedative.
Oh, that sucks. Eric, take your phone off the cables.
Oh,
You can't hear it, but it's fucking with the
It's because I was
symbol.
getting a message just now.
Yeah. What time are we at, by the way?
An hour and 12 minutes.
An hour and 12 minutes. Well,
Thank
that's
God.
probably just
'Cause
about
I was out of
enough.
conversation.
Yeah,
let me
were
tell
you?
you.
After
was-
you're gonna shave out some of that 15-minute beginning there, that'll cover it up, I believe. We're
Would you
good.
go to the running of the nudes with me next year if I go?
Yeah,
As long as there's no way to like support PETA by doing it or whatever.
I mean you would be.
Yeah, you'd have to be supporting PETA. You have to like.
I
help.
would light it on fire then.
Okay. I mean, what if I can guarantee you that I can get you at least one Spanish woman to sleep with after the event?
I'm married, don't need it.
He's married to a
And
Spanish
besides,
woman.
You're
you know, who needs
very-
those hairy pits?
You're a very boring man. I just want to. Just because.
Now, if you could get me a
fact,
Spanish lady boy, now you're talking.
Those don't exist over there. That's what the Spanish Inquisition was
That's
all
what the
about.
Greeks
That was
are
like the
for.
whole deal.
Literally knew a gay man who just went to Spain, not but like a couple years ago, and has his own
Yeah, and
Spanish
it's the other
boyfriend
guy
now.
who wrote The Sun Also Rises went to Spain. Apparently, Spain's just a multicultural fucking place. Well,
Yeah,
they
Ernest
even got-
Hemingway.
They got fascists too, though.
Yeah.
They also have
Actually, you know what?
communists.
You'd fit right in, both of you. They got
Hey.
communists and fascists over there.
It's almost like fascism and communism are ideals that are international.
Nah,
It's like communism always leads to fascism.
nah.
Yeah, no.
I don't
No,
think
not
that's.
even considering fascism isn't right.
I don't
far
think
right
that's
wing
right.
aspect
I
of
remember
capitalism.
a socialist workers' party in Germany that might beg to differ, but I digress.
That's my
Now,
dad's argument.
I'm not going to argue that they
That's
didn't.
the one
Because
that I
everyone
think is
knows
gay.
just saying a name makes it the true thing.
Yeah.
Like the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Yeah.
Super
Or China,
democratic.
But I digress. The Democratic People's Republic of China, which I think is actually called Yuan or something like
Did
that.
fucking that's something I wanted to talk about too. Is why do we not just start calling places by what they call themselves?
Actually, China's
I hate that about
China's
America.
democracy is
Very old
misrepresented
argument,
a lot
but
of the
yes.
time. The way it works is a lot from more like instead of a whole people voting for the one guy at the top, they go by everyone votes their governor. The governors vote another thing. Those people vote into the National Assembly. That National Assembly votes in the person who's like steering the National Assembly,
I feel that.
which is like Xi Jinping.
that's
Yeah.
So it
kinda
is
what
a
we do.
democracy,
It's just a really
It's another
fucking
kind of
It's just a
weird-
different
that's
way-
that's a republic though.
but it's a different way of doing democracy.
yeah,
You
that's
can have a
definitely a
republic.
But
republic.
like China is often like their democracy is often misrepresented because
It's a
we just
Democratic Republic.
When people
They didn't
ask
say
me
it
like
but
how
so
many
are we.
when
Yeah.
people ask me how many communist countries work, the only one that I can think of that like ruled probably was Cuba.
Yeah.
Cuba's pretty decent.
Yeah, like
do
Cuba.
I wish we'd stop embargoing them.
I don't think that Cuba.
Yeah.
I think Cuba kind of proves that like communism doesn't always lead into fascism. It only leads into fascism for like a week, and then it's communism after they killed
Once again,
everybody
it
that's on the
never
opposition.
leads into fascism because the problem is fascism is a far right thing.
Well, a hyper-militarized state.
What you're saying is what you're using is the wrong term.
Militarized state that
You're
has
using-
one guy at the top that has an other that's the enemy.
Well, the problem is it's not an ultramodern military because that's not how it worked. First, Fidel, or Fidel, whatever fucking
Fidel
name
Castro.
Fidel?
Yeah. Castro had like people that he like was in his organization that were the same level as like him. The reason he was the speaker of his party or whatever is because they ended up, they have
he
to
was
have
cool?
some kind of leader to lead. That's just how militaries
Let's be
work.
honest. It
The
was
pe- like, for
because he
example,
was-
China figured that out when they invaded Vietnam, and it went fucking terrible. Because at the start, they were like, "Oh, our leadership is just going to be like, oh yeah, the lieutenants and stuff teach the soldiers how to soldier, but they're not in charge."
You know the reason
And then
that
that
Fidel
went awful.
Castro took over those because he was the one that looked the coolest smoking a cigar.
Was the one he also fucked the most apparently.
Oh my god, dude!
That
yeah.
man got around.
Can you imagine fucking Fidel
Dude,
Castro?
he fucked his assassin so good she didn't want to assassinate him anymore.
How many times I gotta die as a cow to be Fidel Castro?
Oh, 100, easily a million,
This sucks.
easy million there.
Wait, okay.
Is this the Sucking Castro's Dick podcast?
Yeah, sometimes.
100%.
How many times do I have to die as a cow to become Hitler?
Once, but you have to be a really bad cow.
You gotta be one of the running of the bulls.
This has been the Anything Cast. I'm Patrick,
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
and we'll see you next week. No, we'll see you on Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Love you guys.